Authorities in Orlando are definitely beginning to form a more nuanced picture of the gunman and the possible motivations for the attack that he unleashed on that nightclub, the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, serving the city's gay and lesbian community. There was compelling testimony from his ex-wife, who described him as mentally ill, a man with a history of violent behavior who had violently abused her during their 4-year marriage, a frustrated security guard with dreams of becoming a police officer, someone she described as bipolar.
In the beginning, he was a normal being that cared about family, loved to joke, loved to have fun. But then a few months after we were married, I saw his instability, and I saw that he was bipolar and he would get mad out of nowhere. That's when I started worrying about my safety, and then after a few months he started abusing me physically.
It's evident that some of the gunman's former co-workers had suspected that he may have had extremist sympathies. The FBI has conceded that they interviewed him twice, the first time in 2013 and the second time in 2014, after reports that he had engaged in inflammatory language about acts of Islamic extremism overseas, and also about reports that he had reached out to a radical Islamic cleric who then went on to fight on behalf of Islamic State in Syria. But there are also broader questions about precisely what led the gunman to target that nightclub in the early hours of Sunday morning. His father has said that he does not believe that there was a religious motivation for the attack. Rather, he thinks that his son was enraged by the sight of two men kissing openly in public in Miami a couple of months ago, anger that did not dissipate during the ensuing couple of months, and the father clearly suggested to reporters that this attack may have been an act of homophobia. The United States wants answers to the questions about motivation. Was this simply a mentally deranged individual? Was this an act of homophobia? Was it in any way inspired by the gunman's possible sympathies for Islamic extremist groups? The answer to all three questions may turn out to be yes. They could all have played into the carnage that unfolded in Orlando, but we won't know until the investigation concludes.